Alrighty everyone, Shaetan bringing you game number 2 between the red Zerg here on Metalopus, doing a bit of a double-triple split there. I've done that myself. Of course, I then screwed it up by moving my drones over into this area and not mining at all. But we have Liquid's the little one, TLO, and here in the top position as the blue Zerg, down 1-0 in the series, we have Vile Spanishiwa, not Spanishiwa. Just missing some vowels there because of letter limits on the words. Now, I mentioned this on one of my cats, I think it was Nesty Hey Pro. So the fact that these players are cross positions is actually going to make it less likely compared to close by air positions that we will see, long drawn out macro games. Because hatch first is almost guaranteed if you spawn close by air, because you'll be able to get to their base, see if they're doing anything cheesy, and respond appropriately. Like if I go 13 pool and my opponent sees the pool drop down, they can make a drone, maybe 2 drones, and then drop their pool and be ahead of me economically, and still safe to whatever aggression I decide to go for. That happens close by air. So in cross positions, you always have to worry, what if I go hatch first and my opponent went for a 10 pool? So those are the type of issues that can be, they can arise. But we see both players, they're going for the fairly safe gas first, so probably going to be seeing speedlings from both these players. Maybe they'll go for banelings afterwards. We can have long drawn out Ling Bling wars. There was that game, it was between Curious and Monster, I think, on that new GSL map, Calm Before the Storm. I think it was like 25 minutes of Banelingling versus Speedling Spinecrawler, and that was tense. I hate Banelingling wars just because it's really stressful, and I'm really bad at controlling my Ling, so they inevitably just run into a Baneling. Well, that was fun, GG. But hopefully these players are a little bit better than me. The thing to watch out for is when do they remove their guys off of gas. So we'll just keep an eye out there. One thing that's interesting to note is that TLO is at a bit of an advantage here. He can park an Overlord over here if the game gets to this far, and sort of keep an eye on how many drones his opponent has at the natural. Whereas Spanishiwa cannot do that. You can't do it at the 3 o'clock, I think it gets hit over here, or the 6 o'clock, or 3 o'clock, or the 9 o'clock. And that lets you know, hey, is my opponent all-inning? Is he, just massing up lings, massing up fighting units, or is he making drones? Or is he just bad at not making units? But we do see that Spanishiwa looks like he is just going to be going for speedlings, whereas TLO is going for the Baneling nest. And it looks like TLO is just going to continue making lings. He hasn't made drones in a while. And we'll see what he does really with this first inject cycle. That's going to be the question for both players. What do they do with their first inject? We see the Spanishiwa has began mining gas again. He's getting his Roach Warren. Let's look if he saw anything. He doesn't know anything. This hero Zergling is going to come in. It's going to see the Baneling nest. The Spanishiwa has enough Zerglings right now to deal with any sort of Zergling pressure. And interesting. So TLO is just going to expand behind it. Or expand and not go in with these roaches. Let's see, did he see the Roach Warren? He did see the Roach Warren, but the problem is that now Spanishiwa is going to come in with about 12 lings, and TLO has about 7. So Spanishiwa is going to lose this Overlord probably. I'm a little surprised that TLO isn't making any Banelings, but he should be okay holding this off. I mean, this Queen plus the Zerglings are going to be more than enough to deal with it. They're going to be able to drive it off. Maybe is Spanishiwa going to save this Overlord? That'd be impressive. But we see both players have began taking their expansions. TLO now still trying to pick off this Overlord. The Zerglings are defending it as best as they can, and the Queen is waddling her way over, trying to take this out, getting interrupted by the Zerglings. And it looks like this Overlord is going to go down, maybe, if you walk after the Mech statue. Nope, never mind. So these Zerglings are going to take out the Queen and escape with their lives. Bit of a blow there for TLO, especially because now he doesn't have any production, really. He just has natural larva production from his main. Not his natural isn't even up. He's making the Queen as fast as he can. But Spanishiwa, if he wanted to, who has made a Baneling nest, he canceled the Roach Warren and made a Baneling nest. Interesting. Could can really just go in right now because TLO is not going to be able to reinforce all that quickly. We see this is basically all the army that he's going to have for the next, 40, 50 seconds for this queen to pop out and then engage. And we see that now Spanishiwa is going to come in with the banelings. I think TLO is a little bit surprised by this because the last he saw there was a roach swarm, and we see now that the banelings are going to go in and they're going to be able to take out. Ooh, but that was only like one drone. 2 drones for Spanishiwa. More banelings are coming in. It looks like a couple of them wasted on those lings, but we see that this looks like it could be over for TLO, especially if these banelings. Oh my god! TLO just lost like 13 drones right there. It's 7-21, and TLO just GG's out. There's really no way to recover from that situation. It's very difficult. And Spanishiwa takes the quick game number 2. So the series is tied up 1-1.